Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. My name is Morgan Merrill with MM Beauty, and I am joined on my first ever UCast with Tammy Busey, who is a soap maker and certified massage therapist. She's coming to us today from Sacramento, California, and her company name is Nudie Bar, which I love. And she's going to tell us all about how she came up with that name and how she got started and everything that we want to know about Nudie Bar. So thank you so much, Tammy, for joining me today and being my first ever guest. This is very exciting.
Very exciting. Thank you so much for having me. I feel honored.
Of course. Of course, of course. So why should people want to watch this video today? Today, we're going to be sharing everything about the soap making process that goes into creating Nudie Bar, which is Tammy's soap company. She's going to be explaining all about her soap making process, and we're actually going to get to go into her lab and see how she creates her soaps. So I'm really excited to have you on today. Tammy has been a certified massage therapist for quite a while, and she'll kind of briefly go into that, but soap making is something new for her, and I'm really excited for her new venture, and the timing could not have been perfect, right? Because we need a lot of soap right now. So without further ado, I'm going to kind of turn it over to Tammy to introduce herself, tell us all about her company, and then we're going to find out a little bit more about Nudie Bar. So take it away, Tammy.
Well, thanks, Morgan. And again, thank you so much for having me. So Nudie Bar Soap Co. was born out of an idea. It was just an idea to replicate something that I could no longer get. And then that idea just sort of took on a life of its own. As Morgan had mentioned, I am a certified massage therapist and health educator by trade. That has been my profession for the last 25 years. And right now I find myself in a position to where I can no longer practice that profession in the manner that I am accustomed to and that my clients are accustomed to. So having sort of started playing around with soap making in January has been very fortuitous for me. There is a soap maker where I live, Sacramento, California, that is just amazingly talented. She makes some of the most beautiful soaps, and she had discontinued a soap that I absolutely adore. So I promptly bought out the rest of her inventory. And I used it for a few months and then kind of looked at it and realized, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have any of this left. If she's not going to make this particular soap anymore, I really just want to know how to make this soap, because of course I'm still going to purchase from her, because why wouldn't I? Her products are just amazing. So I had bought a kit from a company, and it came in the mail, and it was sort of along the lines of the ingredients that she had listed on the back of her bar. And the minute I started making it, I was kind of hooked. I thought, this is absolutely fabulous. So I made that bar of soap, and then I spent that whole night, online ordering everything that I could possibly think that I would need for soap making. And so within a week's time, I had this little lab set up in my kitchen and slowly took over my entire house. And that was where Nudie Bar was born. Nudie Bar, the name of the company, was born out of the fact that I wanted to make soap that didn't have any colorants in it, that didn't have any fragrance in it, that I just wanted this plain bar of soap that I was so in love with. It has, morphed from there, and it's grown, but that was really sort of the jumping off point for me.
What was it about her soaps that you really wanted to create? You were like, this is this feeling, or this lather, or this color, what was it? I mean, really.
That particular soap, the reason that I was in love with it is because it was completely nude. There was nothing in it other than fats and alkali, which is what you use to make soap. And she chose these really amazing, luxurious oils to use in it, and it just made you feel good. I have oily skin, but as I get older, I find myself dry in different places, and her soap just made those places feel like they didn't have to have moisturizer right away. So it was just the feeling of it. And, you know, her soaps, again, are very, very elegant, where Nudie Bar's soaps are fun. So it is a total different lane, because I would never want to step on anybody else's toes. And I'm also of the mind that, you know, like in massage therapy, we don't have competition, we have community.
Right.
You know, we are really big at supporting each other. And I feel like that's the same thing in the soaping world, that we are all really big on supporting each other and we lift each other up.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the name Nudie Bar, it kind of gives some fun to the name. So, and to the reason, and you've come up with some great names. Like what was the beer one for Chip? Chipper
Chipper beer.
Yeah, I mean, just really fun, intriguing names, which honestly, that's sometimes the best part about a product is their names. And even though your products are great, I've personally used Tammy's soaps, and I'll give my little testimony at the end, but I've switched my boyfriend from god awful Irish Spring. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I used like the Oil of Olay body wash, but I still felt like I needed to put moisturizer on immediately after I got out of the shower. And because we're on quarantine and our usual routines are a little off, like I'll get out of the shower and I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot to put moisturizer on, because I don't have that feel that I need to do that with your soaps. So that's awesome. And again, I'll give a little bit more at the end. So you kind of told us how you got started, and you've been doing this, gosh, for what, a couple months, which is amazing.
Sure, yeah, it is. I mean, almost 5 months. Let's see, what's today? Oh no, about right about 5 months on the mark.
Awesome.
So, you know, that keeps me going. I'll tell you, the first 3 weeks that I started doing this, I didn't sleep. I was so excited, so much so that I was up in the middle of the night stamping soap and making soap and cutting soap. You know, my boyfriend would come downstairs and go, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm making soap." What do you think I'm doing?
Neighbors are probably thinking like Breaking Bad's happening.
Absolutely. I was Walter White in it. But so in the draw now that I've been doing it for 5 months is just the creativity of it. I live and breathe other soap makers' work. There's lots of great soap makers on YouTube. And literally, I go to sleep listening to their videos. And the minute I wake up in the morning, I go onto the Facebook pages and look and see, you know, what did people do while I was sleeping? You know, so that I can get ideas and that I can get more creative. And as I go along, you know, everything that I make in the soap making business goes right back into it, so that I can upgrade my molds, I can upgrade my containers, I can upgrade my ingredients. So every couple of weeks I upgrade so that I can produce more soap. And that's really an exciting thing for me. You know, when I first started, I had like 3 batches of soap, and I was so thrilled that I had those 3 batches of soap, but once they were gone, they were gone. I was like, oh. So you learn these things as you go. You learn what fragrances, you know, will slow your pace of work, which fragrances will speed it up, which ones will discolor, which ones really have no place in soap. You know, what oils, as a matter of fact, what oils will thicken, you know, so that you have to work quickly with them. So, you know, it's trial by fire, most definitely.
And you don't have to give away the whole farm, but what's your Tammy secret sauce? Like, what, not all of it, but what's the one thing that maybe is in all of your soaps that really make your soaps your soaps?
Oh gosh. That's a really good question, because I'm still at the phase where I'm just trying everything. If I'm to say that something I feel is unique to me, although it might not be because other people may be doing it, but it's my feeling, is silk in my soap.
What's your favorite scent or soap that you've made thus far?
Oh, okay. So my favorite soap is Silky Relaxation, because that was the very first soap that I made with the silk. And I was so blown away by the difference of the lather from the silk to, you know, my standard vegan soaps. And my favorite fragrance, well, I love anything lavender. You know, I'm a fool for lavender, but I have really learned to broaden my horizons. There's a fragrance called Bamboo Mint that is amazing. There's an Anjou Pear that is great. I typically don't like fruity scented or food scented fragrances. You know, you get them in a candle at the candle store and they smell like food. In soaping, it's a little bit different because when the fragrance mixes with the lye solution and the fatty ingredients, there's a shift that happens. I don't know what the technical term is for it, but it will soften some notes and enhance other notes. You know, I'm a massage therapist, so I like spa scents. So chamomile and lavender and ylang ylang and cinnamon and, you know, geranium, things that I use in my practice, eucalyptus, those are things that I notice that I am drawn to first.
You know, 5 years down the road, what would be your perfect vision for Nudie Bar?
Oh gosh. So my perfect vision for Nudie Bar is that I have, you know, wholesale accounts that purchase my soaps for their shops, and that I also am back doing massage therapy, and I have a retail section of my massage therapy studio.
But I mean, is there anyone in particular who you feel has really helped you with this process, or that you kind of consider a mentor? And they could be someone that you don't even know, that you're maybe watching on YouTube, or, you know, anybody.
So yeah, I have both. You know, my boyfriend, Buzz, has been a huge proponent of anything I have ever tried to do, any idea that I have come up with. He grabs onto it and says, you know what we should do? And, you know, because he runs a business and he's very business minded. I also have a client / friend who, the minute I told her what I was thinking of, she almost levitated off the table with excitement. You know, she's a realtor, but she's also a marketer, and she's got a really great marketing brain. So, you know, she's the one who helped me come up with the name for it. And
well, on that note, we are going to see your lab, your soap lab. So Tammy is going to take us to her lab and show us the Breaking Bad version of how to make soaps for Nudie Bar. So
absolutely,
we're gonna see where all the magic happens. So with that, we're gonna kind of take a little break, and then we'll come back and she'll show us all about Nudie Bar soap making process.
Yes, see you in a few.
All right, you guys. So today we're going to cut a soap called Madison's Ears, or actually it's Madison's Ears. I did a soap a while back called Bailey's Ears. I have it right here. So we have a family dog who's an Australian Shepherd, and she has the most amazing swirls in her ears. So I made her own soap, and then my cats got jealous. So this is Maddie's mane. So he is an orange swirly tabby with some greeny yellow eyes. And so this color on the top represents his eyes, this represents his coat. And so we're just gonna cut these, and then I'm gonna plane them, and I'm going to kind of clean them up to show you what the clean soap looks like. So first I'm just gonna adjust this to my wanted soap size, and that looks about right.
Like a piece of cake. I want to eat it.
It's so similar. It is so very, very similar. So when you make soap, you actually do have to, that's really pretty. You have to suit up for safety. So you do have to have eye protection. I wear my glasses. You have to have a mask so that you don't breathe in the harmful lye solution. You do wear gloves so that you're not touching harmful chemicals, and then you're not getting your own bacterium into the soap.
I love the tops of your soaps, and most of your soaps have that fun little top. How do you do that?
So, you know, there's all kinds of different ways, and it's really so much simpler than you think. So these little swirls, do I have my little tool here? So I have these measuring spoons that are circular on one side and elongated on the other. And so I take a medium, so this one's kind of big, but this is essentially, I take the smaller version of this, and you kind of dip it in the soap when it's just firm enough to hold a peak, and you just kind of flip it over. You just kind of do a little flip, and then you go down the other side and you flip back. You can use forks to make designs. You can, so in Madison's mane, We have organic pure olive oil. That's kind of a big bar. So organic pure olive oil, organic coconut oil, organic cacao butter wafers. We have a little bit of silk, and we have some sodium hydroxide, which is lye solution, and some distilled water. The lye is actually what makes it soap. So there's this process called saponification where the lye goes in and it chemically interacts with the oils, the fats, and the butters, and it turns itself into lye. And so it's a chemical reaction, so the lye no longer exists once this saponification process has come to completion. Ooh, look at that one. This is coconut oil is very cleansing. Olive oil, I believe, is moisturizing and conditioning, and it has its own properties of cleansing. The cacao butter is also conditioning. So they all have different jobs to do. So you want to be clean, you want to be lathery, and you want to feel conditioned and nice and sort of silky when you're done. Like you said, when you get out of the shower, you don't want to have. So like if you get a beer soap, so like this beer soap is going to be really, really sudsy and bubbly because there's sugar in here, and sugar creates those big lathery bubbles.
You legit put beer in that one?
Oh yeah,
What kind of beer?
absolutely. So this it's made with beer instead of water for the lye solution, but it also has, let me see if you can see, it's got the swirls in here from sort of the white color, but then there's also a little sort of dark line. I use cocoa powder in here, like real cocoa powder. So you can use real ingredients. I have a soap that I made that has real avocado puree. So back to Bailey's Ears. So Bailey is unscented, and she's made, that's, cocoa butter, like real pure cocoa butter there. She also has a little titanium dioxide and then some activated charcoal, which is also really good for people that have acne prone or really oily skin, because the activated charcoal attaches to the oil and helps to absorb that. We do make, in collaboration with Keep Dreaming Farm up in Rescue, we make goat's milk soap. And goat's milk soap is really, really conditioning and excellent for your skin. This, my nudie bar makes me feel really good, but this has just a different feeling to it. I really feel like I probably don't have to hit the moisturizer until, late in the day when I'm using this one. Double Mint soap is it's a vegan bar. It just has the olive oil, the coconut oil, and the cacao butter in it. Lots of fun. It is spearmint and peppermint scented essential oils. Blooming Bow. So this is inspired by my neighbor's tree. They have this beautiful tree that just has these really gorgeous violet colored blossoms, and they're really small with little green leaves and no other foliage. So there's only foliage at the flower. And so I took a picture of it and I came home and I made a bar in honor of their tree. And their last name is Bow. So this bar is really, really special to me. So this bar is called Two Worlds. I am part of a group called the Soap Challenge, and it is a group that you pay to join, and each month you get a new soaping technique. And everybody gets to learn it, and then we all get to enter our soaps in the contest, and to see who wins. We all vote on each other's, and then the people with the most votes in different categories win. So the lady that runs this, it's her deal. She is a very gifted soaper and very, very giving with her knowledge. She just went in and had surgery on the 12th. And I don't know, she had breast cancer, so I don't know if it was a radical mastectomy. I just know it was a surgery. So we did a secret soap club challenge, and we did not let her in on it for the month of May. And we all made soaps that we thought would honor her and represent her journey. Well, this is the soap that I made for her, and it's called Two Worlds because it actually sort of represents her journey and my journey as well. That I went through kidney failure and I had a kidney transplant, so I could very much empathize with the struggle, even though it's a different disease. I could empathize with their struggle. So the bottom part of this soap represents the chaos in that situation, you know, whatever chaos that you're in leading up to a surgery, leading up to getting to the other side of what you're suffering with. And the purple represents just a new start, a new beginning, a new world, or just a continuation of your journey, but with much more of a calm aspect to it. So that's two worlds, means a lot to us here. Vanilla Buzz, this is made in honor of my guy because vanilla is his most favorite scent in the whole world. And so he got this named after him. The Silky Relaxation, the very first silk soap that we made. And I experimented with piping. So not quite there yet, but you know, we'll continue to pipe. And that's just another similarity with soaping and baking. And then this bar I made specifically for my BNI group I did a little video to show them exactly how I make soap and what is done with it. And this is rosemary mint. It has rosemary and basil and spearmint and eucalyptus and bergamot. And then it has some beautiful rosemary from my garden up on top.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Well, thank you so much, Tammy, for showing us portion of the soap making process. This is really cool to watch. But again, everyone, go check out her Instagram because she has ones of her stirring in silk and makings of her soaps and the swirls. And if you need something to fall asleep to, that's beautiful. Put honey in soap. You could put honey in soap, right? Yeah.
oh, yeah, absolutely. This little guy is a oatmeal, milk, and honey soap.
Ooh, God, some of these taste like sound so good. I want to eat them. I'm like, can I eat that? No.
Right. Right. Yeah. And yeah. So, and the honey again is a sugar, so it creates a really wonderful lather.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, Tammy, for showing us your lab and all the fun processes. And we're going to wrap it up here shortly. What is your favorite health or beauty related product?
Oh gosh, my favorite health or beauty related product. Well, I do love Nudie Bar Soap Company's soaps. Every time I make a new soap, that becomes my new favorite.
So what's in your shower right now? What are you lathering with?
Oh, what's in my shower right now is my namesake. It's our Nudie Bar.
What is one thing that you do for your self-care, health or beauty related, has maybe helped you stay sane during this COVID time, or that you do that's just your time, your Zen time? What helps you?
Gosh, my Zen time is reading. Right now I'm still reading the Outlander series.
Okay. Oh, it was a series. My mom's obsessed with the show.
Yeah. And I'm also reading a book called The Other Einstein, which is, you know, I yet to decide whether it's smut or not, but it's definitely intriguing. It's about Albert Einstein when he was in his college days. It's really about a female that, you know, meets him. I don't know where it goes. I'm only like on the 60th page, but it looks like it's good reading.
But I am a current user and lover of your soaps, and I'm going to give my little testimony to what I've really loved about your soaps, and why I've changed my soaps and my boyfriend's soaps. I have eczema and I am an esthetician, so I'm constantly, pre-COVID, I'm constantly washing my hands all the time, and I get patches of eczema on my wrists, on my hands, and your soaps have really helped calm that down. The lather, like I mentioned earlier, feels so like when I get out of the shower, I don't have that tight, real squeaky clean feeling is what we call it in the aesthetic world. But on our bodies and well, on our faces too, we don't really like that feeling. And your soaps, I don't get that. I kind of feel, as you mentioned, like I'm moisturized with a soap. I still obviously do moisturize, but you know, I have really enjoyed this, and the scents of your soaps smell so amazing.
It really is, you know, and I thank you. And, you know, the reason that is because the soaps are all natural. It's just fats, butters, and alkali, where unfortunately, you know, when you buy a soap at the store, you know, Irish Spring, you get at the grocery store, it's got a lot of detergent in it. And so that is where the drying comes from. It's really skin stripping. Gosh, so my soaps are anywhere from $5 all the way up to $10. A lot of people ask me why my soaps are expensive when they can go to the grocery store and buy a bar of Dove. And the reason is because, number one, I take the time to make it. I take the time to research the ingredients. I take the time to craft what I want the soap to look like. You're also getting organic, all natural in most cases, because I do use a little mica in some soaps. You're getting a product that is made with healthy ingredients, and there's no additives in the soap. The soap is just what it is. It's soap. And, I don't put anything in there to, cut down my production costs. It's just, you're getting what you pay for. And I've always been a firm believer in getting what you pay for. So right now you can find me on Instagram at Nudie Bar Soap Co. Mainly it's that if you see something on Instagram that you like, message me. I'll send you photos with pricing. And, I do take Venmo. You can, pay me that way. You can pay me via credit card. If I have orders for pickup, I can set up my porch shop, and you can come pick up your soap, and, you can bring somebody with you if they find something that they like. So you can get it that way as well. Thank you for that.
Ours last about a month. Is that about right?
It can be. I mean, it just depends on usage rate, and it depends on storage rate as well. This is something that—
tell me more. It's storage, huh?
Yeah. So this is something that Buzz and I are looking into, is making our own slatted soap dishes. Some wood slat soap dishes. You want your soaps to be able to breathe. So, when, you've got those cute little soap dishes that have just a little dip in it, and you stick your soap in there, and then it gets icky and gooky, and that keeps your soap from being able to breathe. So soaps need to breathe for longevity. But, keeping it in the shower, as long as it has somewhere that it can sit, where it can drain and it can breathe, is good. There is a little bit of misinformation out there about bar soap. Some people believe that bacteria lives on bar soap. Why would you ever use bar soap? You're better off using liquid soap. That is just not the case. Bacteria can live in the sludge of the soap in a non-breathing soap dish. Absolutely. But once you lather it up and rinse it off, that bacteria goes down the drain. Is that soap actually breaks down the cell walls of any sort of virus or bacteria. So bacteria does not live on bar soap.
I was literally going to ask you, how do you use bar soap? Do you suggest putting it on a washcloth? Because I think that washcloths hold more bacteria than just lathering up with bar soap.
Yeah, it just depends on what your preference is. I believe the same. I lather up my hands and then I wash my body.
Okay. All right. Well, Tammy, again, thank you so much for being my very first UCast guest. I'm really excited. And to repeat where you can find her, she is on Instagram at Nudie Bar, and that is spelled
NUDIEBARSOAPCO.
Perfect. So check her out on Nudie Bar on Instagram, and there you'll find all of her soaps, and you can contact her there, find out about her porch parties. Maybe we'll see her at a farmer's market soon, or in your local Sacramento stores and nationwide. So thank you for coming on.
I'm honored as can be to be your first. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching and listening.